Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back, and as always, huge massive thank you for the support. So coming back today again with Special Days luxury topper collection. This is the kit that sort of picks up on key events that may happen throughout the year. This one is celebrating sort of happy birthdays, and you've got this beautiful holographic foil on. We've got the cake with the holographic pieces in. We've got the balloon. We've got a massive happy birthday sentiment there. A slice of happiness, that could be a topper or a sentiment. Make a wish. Today we celebrate you. And then two sort of tags with your cake and a balloon on. Oh, and party time. And then the border with the holographic stars. The foiled one again's got that holographic foiling on with the balloons and the sprinkles. Love sprinkles. And then you've got your sort of larger confetti with that cake for the printed, and then the inserts have both got the cake on. So let's just pop that to the side and that on the top, I think. So to start with, bringing in a 5x7 card. I've just cut this is Inkme cardstock. I've got an A3 pad of it, so I've just cut that down to 5x7, and I've also got a smaller piece of piece that I've cut off, and that is 3.5x5, because I am going to put a sort of step on it. So taking this smaller piece, what I'm going to do is just score it 1.5 and 3, and that's going to give us this beautiful step that we want. And put that one out of the way. So let's give these a burnish down. I've done a very narrow sort of glue strip here. You could go a little wider if you wanted to. Maybe make it 3.5 inches and do a 1/2 inch one. But I've gone quite diddy. Easier to hide a smaller one, I think, but you know, it's just whatever you like to do, and it's, you know, big or small, the card is still going to look great. So just pop some red liner tape on. Actually, let me just give that a burnish down nice and flat first of all. And I'm going to bring my card in. I'm going to butt that up to there. Let's take that off. Just because it is quite narrow, I'm not even going to bother putting any other glues on. This red liner tape should hold it anyway. And there we have got a nice neat join. And that's going to be the base of my card. Okay, or my card base. So let's bring in the trimmer. Now I'm going to bring in some of this holographic card. It was a Miri card special, Rainbow Sparkles I think it was called. It was around about Christmas time, so I'm not sure if they still do this anymore, but if not, just any holographic card is going to look nice. I'm just going to take that to 2 notches under the 5, put that arm out, and 2 notches under the 7. That's going to go come here onto there quite nicely. And then this one here, we've got 1.5x5. I think that piece is going to be too small, sadly. Oh no, might get away with it. So 2 notches under 1.5. Actually, no, I'm going to turn it around that way. Oh, I'm just going to use a little bit of tape to keep it in place, just because it is so close to that edge. But it's just taking like a fly's eyelash off. I think I'm going to have to tidy that up with a guillotine. Yeah, I'll do that in a second. No, let's not put that there because that'll be there forever. Right, let's put that away. And then I'm going to bring in the cardstock. I'm using the printed one with the cake. And I'm going to cut this to 4 3/4. And then it needs to be 6 3/4. So I'm going to take 3/4 of an inch off that bottom, because I want a bit of the top and I want a bit of the bottom in on this one. So 6 3/4. How much am I cutting off? Too much. let's just go another half an inch. What's that like now? That's better. Okay, so I just took probably about an inch off, I reckon. 1.25 inches off the bottom, just so I could get a bit of both of those designs in. And then for the bottom piece, I'm going to take, am I going to take that, or am I going to use, okay, now that has got me thinking. So I think what I'm going to do is take 1.25 inch from there, and then I'm going to cut all of that white away, and then hopefully we should be able to get this to 4 3/4. We've got hardly any of those confetti on, so that's going to be fine. Okay, so that is all of the cutting out we need to do, although I do want my guillotine just to tidy up that piece. So I'm just going to use that to shove it in, keep it nice and straight. And we can just tidy that up. That should still fit nice and neatly onto there. And it does. So you can see it's just the tiniest wee bit that we can pop. Okay, let's pop these bits on. So the glues I'm going to be using, it's going to be my usual glue. So the Kalau all-purpose glue in the clear, which is the alcohol based glue, and the Kalau tacky glue, which is the white PVA based glue. I like a combination of both. I usually put the tacky glue on the corners just to keep those corners down, and also I find that it sticks a lot faster than the all-purpose. The all-purpose has got quite a long wiggle room time, as I call it, which is great because you want some wiggle room time, but sometimes, especially if I'm making a video, I want to be able to move on without thinking I've knocked that and it's moved. So if you're working at home, you're probably going to be okay to use either one of these glues if you want to. Obviously, if you've got a glue you prefer, then just use whatever glue you've got. 9 times out of 10, whatever you're using is good for what you're, you know what's good for what you're using. And I think I've said before, wherever you are, your sort of climate does mean that some glues are better than others, I think. But that's just my personal opinion. Okay, so we're just layering this up. We just want a nice little border all the way around. And I really love this holographic card. I really don't want to use it because I like it so much. Because I know if I use it up, I've got to wait till, sort of, well, maybe July time, maybe Christmas in July time. We might see it again, or it could be nearer to Christmas. It could be more than November time. So it's a shame they can't do it all the time. But it does mean you have to buy it when you see it. But okay, so again, I'm going to use the dotty tape pen just on these corners. Just sometimes with these smaller bits, I just find they pop up again, pop off. The glue isn't holding them long enough for it to sort of stick, and it kind of pops up. So if I pop a couple of glue dots on the end, that holds it in place. Okay, so that's where we're at the moment. That looks like we've got a nice little yellow gem in the middle, on the end. So that's where we are at. Now if I bring in the topper, so I'm planning on using this huge one, which is why I've gone for 5x7, because this one with the frame is, I think it's 6 inches, it's quite big. Of course, you don't have to use all the frames. I mean, if you wanted to just use the topper on a much smaller card, you can do, and you've still got that holographic foiling on there, so it's still going to look gorgeous. Yeah, you've got choices with these. Don't think just because it comes as a large one, you have to use it as a large one. I mean, you could use that if you had some of those new acetate overlays. You could use that and put that over your acetate overlay on something else instead, or even on top of this. So this one has got the word birthday on it already, which is quite cool. Just get those last pips out. Okay. So I'm planning, I wasn't planning on using that little inner one, but I think I might do. Okay, let's just pop it on. So I'm just going to go central with it. I think I'm going to go 2mm on this one. Let's hope I've got enough of these 2mm out. Might have to grab some more. Yeah, I'm going to have to grab some more. I was trying to get this video in before the postman comes. So if you do hear a knock at the door and the dog going crazy because George is loose, it will be Posty bringing me some new Hunkydory things that I have to work on. So that's what's happening this weekend for me. Lots of fun. I think you're going to love them because I've seen pictures of them and they look really cool. I'm not going to say anymore. I'm not allowed to say anymore. You'll see them soon enough. The good thing about being on the design team is that really you don't, it's not like they say, oh, we've got this for you to work on and it's going to be released in 2 months' time. It's usually within a couple of weeks, so you don't have to keep the secret for too long. But I mean, the year's speeding away anyway, to be fair. Even if it was 2 months' time, you would soon would come around. But yeah, new little thing to play with. Okay, so that's all the 2mm ones. So now we're just going to pop these off super quick. Sorry, this bit just takes the time. And I am going to put some tacky glue on the back just because it just gives me, if I just, especially like the last couple of days, I started taking some of my old tablets because I wasn't sleeping very well. And the difference in how my brain works is, it's crazy, like how slowed down it is on these tablets. I mean, the good thing is that I'm getting to sleep, but they do affect you sort of all day long. It's a bit of a pain in the bum, really. There we go. So we're going with that one. Now this one I'm going to go flat, so I'm just going to go around with a little bit of tacky glue. Just think this pattern is quite busy, so I can break it up with this. The other way you could break it up if you didn't want to use this frame would be to pop a little bit of vellum behind this frame, and then this would mute all that down. But I'm not going to do that today. I've done that before in the past, so we'll pop that one up. Now, do I want that at 2? I think I am. I think I'm going to do all at 2. So let's grab the other end. A load of these on. Just definitely going for the bigger size in these next time, but I do like them. They are really good, and they don't, like, I do, to be fair, I don't really keep them out and they're wrapped up like you've seen them. They're still in the packet, so they don't tend to get gluey or over sticky like some pads do. I mean, some of my Hunkydory ones are, but to be fair, I haven't used them for quite a long time. I've been swapped over to these, well, if you've been watching my videos, you'll know I've been using those pads for, I reckon it must be about 6 to 12 months, something like that. So again, I'm just going in with this tacky glue. It should be easy to find the hole because we've got all those layers there, and if you're confident, go for it. I just really like a backup plan. Okay. So now we've got that quite a wide channel all the way around, which is quite nice. Okay, now we've got our step. Now my thinking for the step was we're going to go with a sentiment, and I want to use some of this border. So let's chippity chop that out. I'll pop that to the side. I mean, you could use that piece as a border. It's got a lovely bit of foiling on it. I think I'll come in with my guillotine just for quickness. And I'm just going to straighten that edge off. And then we're going to go at 4 3/4. I've still got a nice piece there that we can use elsewhere. And I'm going to come across bottom here. I might cover up some of that yellow piece. Yeah, I'm going to go with the tacky glue because it will stick quicker. I could use the dotty tape pen, but I just like to have a little bit of wiggle room time, you know. Backup plan, always like a backup plan. We can just put that on there and see how straight we are. Helps if you have the card straight. Yep, happy with that. And then just because we've gone with 2mm everywhere else, let's pop one of those on there. It should be plenty. Again, a little bit of tacky glue. And I am just going to come above that top. So there shouldn't be any foam pads showing, which there's not, but it's just going to lead into that. So I just think now we need some gems, and I have got two types of like AB gems. I've got these beautiful black ones, which I don't know if they would be too dark. Let's have a little look. Grab tool. Or they're either going to be genius and show up really great, or they're going to be not really noticed. No, you can't really see them. There's too many colours. Apologies, I thought George thought there was somebody coming. Maybe his mummy. Right, let's try these ones. You can't really see those either. Okay, change of ideas. So we've got those sort of silver ones. We could try those. And if I just grab, they're not going to be dark enough. Or we could go with these monochrome pearls. Maybe. Let's try those. Worst come to worst, we'll leave it with none. I think the clear ones are probably not going to be. Yeah, they don't really show up. So I don't think those ones will either. Let's try these ones. Oh yeah, it's going to be the black ones, isn't it? We could go with those grey. No, we'll go with the black. Okay, so I'm going to go on this corner here. So I've just turned it around just to make it easier for myself. And I'm going to go with one big one, one medium one, and if it'll come, a small one. And then if I come down to this corner and with a medium one, come on, there we go. We'll go there, and a small one. Right, okay, so that is those. So let's just show you that one. So that's that finished card. Obviously it just needs a little insert in it, so I'll put some of the insert in, but you're going to have that little step there. When you pop that on a shelf, that step will stand forward. Very hard to show you on camera because the step kind of pops down, but you'll see that that party time pops up over that base. So I'm just going to get set up for card number 2. Okay, so for card number 2, I'm just going with just a plain 6x6 cardstock. It is a piece that's 6x12 that I've just folded in half. So we're just going square temp fold. And I've got a piece of 6x6 holographic mirror mat. And as usual, I'm just going to take 2 notches off 2 of the sides. And that should bring us onto there quite nicely, and it does. And then I'm going to take, for the backing sheet, I'm going to use this piece with the balloons and the sprinkles. I think that's going to work for what I want to do. So I'm just taking this to a 5 3/4 square. Oh, sorry about George. Okay, so apologies, George was just having a little bit of a barking fit. So I've just wanted a small border to run across my card, and what I've done is I've just cut, turn that around the right way, just cut this bit off, you know, just before that holographic foil starts to come on. And I just want to make a border for that. So this is 1/2 inch plus about 1.5 notches. So if I just go to 3/4 inch, actually again I'm going to use just a bit of tape. Just to keep that in place. And hopefully this should be quite a nice slim border. Let's check that one just in case that's a bit bent. No, that's exactly the same. So it's going to be this one. It's a little bit wider than I would have liked. Let's try and just get that a little narrower. So just going to pop up to the line. Just going to come over 1 more notch. This itself could be a small little border somewhere. Trick is going to be keeping that straight. Let's have a little look now, but that's better. Yeah, that's exactly what we wanted. So that is all of the cutting out done. So let's bring this in, and what I'm going to do is not stick that onto there first of all. I'm going to pop this onto this mirror mat first of all. To keep this little bottle on its side, it's just needs refilling. Okay, so we can pop this on. We'll keep those balloons at that orientation. Okay, and then this one, what I'm going to do is use the dotty tape pen. And I can just pop that on, just a narrow border each side. And we'll let that stick down. Drop it there for now. Now what I want to do is I want this to come over at an angle. So I'm going to use tacky glue, but I will put a couple of dots on as well just to keep that in place while we are working. There we go. I'm kind of just going around about there. Give that a little press down. And then snip off these ends from the back. So from here we can pop this onto our card blank. So let me make sure I keep that the right way up. Else we might just get an Australian card. Okay. So just get that onto there. So that's how that's looking at the moment. We've just broken up that those balloons there with that little border. Now I've got two of the sentiments. I've got the Make a Wish and Today We Celebrate You, and I've got all of the frames and the balloon topper. Now what I was thinking is having this at an angle going across. Now I don't know if I want this one in or not. It might set this topper off a little better and protect it from all that busyness behind. I think that's probably what I'm going to do. And then we'll have our sentiments coming in at the top and the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to start with some 1mm foam pads, and let me cut these down first of all. So you've got plenty there. What I want to do is just try and avoid that place where that border is. And then if I pop that there, and then if I come in at one there, that one there. Yeah, we've still got a bit of movement there, but I can put the rest on without worrying. I'm going to be going into that border. So, and like I said before, these are the 1mm foam pads. I've got an audience today, I've got Henry watching. So yeah, I did have to sort of come back a little bit later because George is whining. He's missing his mummy because his mummy had gone out to take some flowers down for my nan's anniversary of her passing. So he doesn't like her going out, especially for long periods of time like that, because it's a 2-hour drive there and back, because it's in Oxford, or near Oxford, because that's where my nan's family originated from. So let's just grab these. That's one. And I'm going to come quite close to the edge of that foam pad. I think I might have got away with it, but I will check it when I turn it over in a second. Let me just grab my scissors. That's better. Okay, and then we can just find our groove again. Come back this way. Just a little bit. There we go. Right, and then this one here, if I pop that in like so, I'm going to bring in these 2mm skinny Hunkydory strips. So if I pop that onto there, Now, I could go around the corners with it, but yeah, and I'll put that little bit there. And that bit. Okay, so now we'll just pop that out. Okay. Peel these off again, some tacky glue on the backs. Now what I was thinking about going flat with this topper, but I don't think I will because it will be bumpy because of that, oops, that border that we've put there. So what I might do is layer up a couple of those 2mm foam pads to make it 4mm. I have got some of the 4mm foam pads from Hunkydory, but I haven't got them in here, so we'll make do with some 2mm ones and layer those up. Is that the right way? I think so. Yeah. Okay, so we've got that piece on there. Just checking. Nope, I have got it the wrong way around. Let's see if it's going to let me take it up. This is why we have that glue on there, just as our little backup. Got it the wrong way around. So the foam pads didn't match up. Come on. Just check. Why are they not matching up? Okay, not quite sure what's happened there. Maybe I've done something, turned it somehow. Right, let's fix it. So if I take some of this off here, then that's going to be fine. And then if I take, doesn't matter how messy they look because you're not going to see it underneath anyway. Alright, now that should be better. So let's just reapply this glue. There we go. And then we can pop that in and down. And that's going to sit better. There we go. Always away. Now for this middle bit, because we know it's going to go on here, what I'm going to do is make sure I've got my balloons the right way around. Yes, before we start putting this topper on, make sure the card's opening the right way. Yes, it is. So I'm just going to pop 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3. Take these backs off. And then I'm just going to come in with another one, smack bang on top. And what I'm going to do is pop one of the 2mm in the middle and a 1mm on top. I don't want it to be any higher than that other one, these other ones, but I do want it, let me just put on there, I do want it to support. Yeah, that's perfect. So because we've got cardstock and then cardstock, so that's pretty much about 1mm, so it will dip a little bit, but not as much as if I didn't put anything there at all. So again, I'm just going to come in with these pads. And I'm just making sure I've got that the right way up again just before I put this topper on, but we're coming in at an angle. You could always go and mix it about if you wanted to. I'm going to keep everything going on that angle. And then these ones I'm just going to pop little 1mm foam pads on. So we've got that one there. Actually, I might be able to steal one from here. Let's have one more. I've got a super thin one. And then this is going to be just the finishing touches to this card. So I'm going to put the blue one down the bottom, so I've got that white icing with the sprinkles on, so that blue really pops there. And this one is the sort of whiter, well, light blue really, one, so that's really going to pop on that dark blue. Make a wish. Pop this up there. Okay, and then just to finish, I think I might come in with some gems. And I think, where's those AB ones we had? So what I'm going to do is just bring them in on this border. So I'm going to put 3 on this side, 4 on the other. And we can go with chunky one there. And then the next size down. And we'll go the next size down. And lastly then, that next size down there as well. Okay, so that's going to be that one finished. So let's just bring that up and show you. So just a bit of a different take, rather than having the stripe going across. The squares and the circle toppers, they always look really good with some kind of border strip in the middle and then decoration around it, but it's just a little bit different to do that on the diagonal. But that's card number 1. Sorry, card number 2. Just grabbing card number 1, which was that 5x7 with the step. That's it for me today, so thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. Also just want to say a quick thank you to all the new subscribers as well. There has been a little influx over the last couple of days, and I really do appreciate you supporting my channel in that way. But until next time, take care of yourselves and happy crafting. Bye.